Howdy everybody, I'm Joe and welcome to my TED Talk. I'm here to give you the news of our generation. Alright, and today I got a big one for you. We canceled Mr. Potato Head. He no longer exists. For those of you normal people who don't know anything about this, first of all, shame on you. Alright, it's not right. But let's get right into it. I don't really care all that much. Mr. Potato Head was not gender neutral. So Hasbro has decided to do a little bit of rebranding. America has finally been saved. Of course, after seeing this, I traveled the web straight over to Twitter, and I've came back with some presents for all my little, I was gonna say boys and girls, for all my little children of many gender. Titania McGrath, that's right, I'm calling you Titania, says, Mr. Potato Head was a reactionary throwback to a time before we dismantled the gender binary. His very existence radicalized radicalized children into believing that only heterosexual and cisgender potatoes could have fulfilling lives. This is what progress looks like. My potato's a male, and so he's happy. Bitch, dude, I've put slapping Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head parts together to create Goliath, who had every gender. Alright, I'm just gonna say he lived a solid 5 minutes before I broke him apart and built something else. Alright, it's like a record. So it's a bit of a radical opinion on the good news, but it's just a little bit too far. Just because they took out the Mr. out of Mr. Potato Head doesn't mean that it's entirely non-binary. Alright, let me show you. Alright, you take the potato head, slap a hat, mustache, and glasses on it. Now you got Mr. Potato Head. Now put all of those parts off as you dismantle the patriarchy. Put a different hat, earrings, and lipstick on it. Boom, Mrs. Potato Head. Alright, take that. Go to your parents' room. Alright, find your mom's bedside drawer. Take out that long peak thing, you know. That's right. Slap it on your Mrs. Potato Head. Boom. Now you have plans this afternoon. Add an egg, slice of ham, some cheese, and you're in business. Alright. That's all it takes to change Mr. Potato Head's gender and then turn it into a masterpiece. But back to the point, you can make it whatever the fuck you want. Who gives a shit? You want an attack helicopter? Give it some fucking propellers. You want a vending machine? Well, dream on, ho. I'm the vending machine round here. And with that, it's time to move on to the next gift I have for you kids. Technically, Ron decided to post on this shit show. Conservatives. Lefties are such snowflakes offended by everything, always overreacting. Also conservatives. Mr. Potato Head should have a huge dick. Technically, Ron is calling out conservatives for being mad about the lack of Mr. Potato Head's dick, but he isn't quoting any tweets, so remember that. Alright. So I got a response from this dude named Gary, telling technically Ron to shut up. You think you're cool? He should have a dick as he is called Mr. You know that word for males? And to top it off, he has a wife. What happens to Mrs. Potato Head, you dumb cunt? Now, a few things with this, alright? Mrs. Potato Head is the one with the dick. I already showed you guys, alright? I don't think Mr. Potato Head deserves a dick because I played with him as a kid, alright? And that's just not right. So this is one of 2 works of hate that I've seen on this entire thing. Alright, so I found this one. Unlike you snowflakes, I'm not easily triggered, says the Zeppelin. And why Mr. Potato Head no longer a Mr., says the Zeppelin as it explodes. What a great tweet. You know? It's got everything you want. It's got a Zeppelin. It's got the word snowflake. It's got the word triggered. And it has an explosion. That's all it needs. I mean, it's not, the tweet itself wasn't quoting anything. Somebody just posted that to hate too. Alright. Now, I'm not here to throw shade anywhere, but Hasbro tweeted out almost as soon as the announcement came on hashtag fake news that Mr. Potato Head wasn't going to be a thing. Alright, Hasbro says, hold that taut. Your main spud, Mr. Potato Head, isn't going anywhere. While it was announced today that the Potato Head brand name and logo are dropping the Mr., I am proud to confirm that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head aren't going anywhere and will remain Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Alright? So they're not changing shit. It's just gonna be the same as always. I don't really see the point of all this hate when, like, it's just gonna be a box called Potato Head, and then it has a subtitle of Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head. Depends on the box you get. Alright. Now, I'm not here to push the agenda, so I'm just gonna move on with why anybody should care. Alright. The answer. Absolutely insane answer, alright. You shouldn't. You shouldn't give a fuck. Especially if you're cisgendered or fucking straight or God knows what the fuck you are. Alright? It only matters to those who weren't included with the name Mr. and Mrs. Alright? Like me. I am that bitch. The vending machine, one and only. Alright? I finally feel included. All of those days, sitting there on the streets giving out my food for money. Alright? Finally made me feel included by putting the Mr. out of Mr. Potato Head. And for that, that will conclude my tech talk. And for that, that will include my TED talk. Oh, and Megan Kelly's sad about it too, so I guess there's that.